Hey guys, I'm Hellhound, and thank you for watching my Midnight Spook show here on the Horror Metal channel. We're going to go do a tag video done by Random Matt Videos, formerly known as Matt the Collector, who I believe this is his first tag video that he created himself. I think don't quote me on that, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is his first tag video he's ever done. Me and Matt go way back. He was one of my very first friends here on YouTube, one of the first people I started talking to. One of the first friends I made. We started talking about horror movies and exchanged contact info and stuff. And he's been a really good friend these past couple years. And he's a really awesome guy, so definitely check out his channel. If you're not already, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, that's Random Matt Videos. He's got some great content. And he recently kind of did a renewal of his channel, and I think it's even better than his older stuff. So I'm really pleased with the new direction his channel's taking. I think it's some really good stuff for sure. So anyway, let's go and get started. This is the Blackest Eyes tag, which if you don't know what that means, obviously it's Michael Myers, Halloween franchise. That's referring to a line that Dr. Loomis said in the first one, that classic, the whole monologue, Blackest Eyes, the Devil's Eyes. You're a horror fan, I'm sure, if you're watching this. So I'm sure you already knew that, I hope. But anyway, of course, I'm a huge fan of the Halloween franchise. I've talked about each movie multiple times. One of the first videos I did is a ranking video. Then I've reviewed each movie individually. I did a trailer reaction for the upcoming one coming out in October. I can't wait to see that. You guys will be the first to know what I think about that. I've done a few other related tag videos about Michael Myers and the Halloween franchise. But anyway, let's go and get started. Some good questions, so let's go and take a look. Let's dig right in. All right, anyway, question number one. What was your favorite mask that was worn by Michael Myers? Definitely the original. The one in the first two movies. The one in the second one, I believe they used the same mask. I could be wrong, but if they didn't, it looked very similar. I think the hair might have looked at maybe it wasn't the same mask. I can't remember. Did I read somewhere that it wasn't the same mask? Anyway, I don't remember, but it looked the most similar to the first one. The mask in 4 and 5 didn't look nearly as good. It looked really bad in 5, which I think it was actually the same mask from 4, so I don't know. And then it didn't look very good in H2O either. But anyway, the one in the Rob Zombie's movies actually looked pretty good. Not probably one of the only good things in those movies, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, definitely the original. The original looked the best. I think it was the creepiest looking. It had this expressionless, emotionless face, and it's pale, pasty white. Face, which is really scary, and in some of the other movies it didn't look nearly as good. It wasn't as effective. It's a William Shatner mask. I heard for years it was a Captain Kirk mask, but there's also another movie he was in where his face actually looked more like that at one point, with the eyes and everything, like the blacked out eyes. So I don't really know, but I'm a huge Shatner fan, huge Star Trek fan. So it's pretty cool that there's a Star Trek connection to Halloween, which is weird when you think about it, but really awesome at the same time. But yeah, definitely the original. But anyway, let's move on. Question number 2. If you had a chance to rewrite Halloween 3, would you make it a direct sequel to the second film, or would you keep it the way it is? Well, I think it's kind of interesting how Halloween 3, is kind of the black sheep of the franchise. It doesn't fit in with the rest. There's no continuity to the other movies. Is this recording? Okay, sorry. But I think it's kind of unique. It makes the series kind of interesting because it has that one unrelated entry that doesn't have anything to do with the other movies. I think it's kind of interesting. I still think they should have made the movie regardless. Whether they should have called it Halloween or not, maybe not. Maybe just call it Season of the Witch. But then Halloween 4, I think would have had to been like that would have had to be called Halloween 3. And I think it was a good move. They waited 10 years to make it. So as long as Halloween 4 still gets made, whether it's called Halloween 3 or Halloween 4, and then the fifth film would have been Halloween 4. Regardless of what Halloween 3 is, whether it's Halloween 3 or just called Season of the Witch or whatever, as long as Halloween 4 gets made, I don't really care. But I think it's kind of interesting. When I have a Halloween marathon, sometimes I don't watch Part 3 because really I'm just having a Michael Myers marathon. But again, I think it kind of makes a series unique, so I'm cool either way, I probably would have made Halloween 3 a direct sequel and share continuity with the first two and have Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis and Laurie and everybody in it, but I don't. It doesn't really bother me. I think it's silly that people don't like it just because it's called Halloween and doesn't have Michael Myers in it. I don't think it's a fantastic movie. It's grown on me over the years, but if anybody does bash it, that's not the right reason. If you don't like the movie because you don't like the premise or the execution or whatever, I think it's a great premise. Execution, pretty good. Tom Atkins is great. I love him. But don't bash it because it's not a true Halloween movie. Bash it if you're gonna bash it for the right reasons. In other words, but yeah, I think it's a good movie. It's on its own. I don't really. I'd consider it a standalone. But anyway, as I said, I kind of think it makes the series unique. But let's move on. I'm spending too much time on one question. All right, question number 3. If you could remake the original, first of all, I wouldn't. But anyway, would you want to have keep it more closer to the original with flashbacks, or would you make it more the way Rob Zombie did? Closer to the original. I wouldn't do it any way at all like Rob Zombie did. He threw all subtlety out the window. His version wasn't subtle at all. It was more like a exploitation style movie, more gore, way too much profanity and vulgarity and white trash cutout characters. And I just watched 31 recently, and it was more of the same. Just a bunch of white trash, sleazy, nasty characters who say the F word every 5 seconds, and everything they talk about is eating pussy and sucking dick, and everything's just gross. I hate repeating these words, by the way. It makes me feel trashy, but I'm just quoting his crappy, badly written characters. So yeah, I would have got rid of that. I would have got rid of the Michael Myers origins. He doesn't need an origin. He's so scary because you don't know why he kills. He's just inexplicably evil. That's what makes him so terrifying. Giving him a background with a white trash family, an abusive stepfather, he's bullied in school, the most cliche, generic backstory ever, takes away the fear factor. And I know what everybody says. He was making his own vision, his own unique version. He didn't want to make it like the original. Okay, I'm going to make a Batman movie. He's not going to wear a bat costume or fight crime. He's just going to walk around his apartment going, I'm a bat! I'm a bat! And sometimes he's going to talk to bats. Well, it's my own vision. It's my own version. It's my own unique vision. I'm not trying to be like the original. Does it suck? Yeah. But it's my own version, so... No, but I actually kind of did like Rob Zombie's first remake. If you watch it as a standalone, I still hate the backstory, but I did think the actor that played the young Michael Myers was a good actor. I think I'm going to sound like a hypocrite here, but I think that the origin part actually was the best part of the movie, because the rest of it, when he grew up, it was just kind of like a rehash of the first one, just not as well done, not as subtle. Michael Myers wasn't mysterious enough. He took away the creepy mystique of the character, made him a hulking, grunting giant who looks like a hillbilly and goes, ugh, when he kills. That's not scary. That's not, I mean, yeah, he's intimidating, but it's not creepy. Michael Myers is like, you never knew where he was. He's in the shadows. He's just like, he's evil incarnate, you know. He's almost inhuman. That's what makes him so scary. That's what makes him terrifying. And in Rob Zombie's movie, he humanized him too much and just gave him a cliche background. But anyway, I'm dwelling too much on this. Yeah, I wouldn't make it like Rob Zombie's movie. Again, Rob Zombie would be great at a Jason film or a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. That exploitation style with sleazy, backwoods characters would fit perfectly for either of those. Not for a Halloween film where subtlety and suspense should be key and not over-the-top violence and profane vulgarity, because it doesn't fit in a Halloween movie. Again, I know it's his unique vision and he didn't want to do the same movie again, but maybe he should have just left it alone then, because I feel like it doesn't fit. It doesn't work for the Michael Myers character. But hey, I mean, you know, it could have been worse. I still kind of like his 2007 movies a guilty pleasure, but Part 2 from 2009 was a total train wreck. That was a piece of crap. Anyway, let's move on. Sorry, I'm a little too opinionated when it comes to Halloween, but hey, what can I say? I love those movies, and the Michael Myers character is an important part of my life as a horror fan, I guess. Anyway, just my opinion. If you like it, that's fine. To each their own. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying that's why I don't like it. So don't come attacking me saying, you don't like Rob Zombie's movies. What's wrong with you? It's my opinion. Chill out. You have a right to have yours. I have a right to have mine. Question number 4. I'm spending too much time with these questions. Who's your favorite final girl? Definitely Laurie Strode, as played by Jamie Lee Curtis and not Scout Taylor Compton. I love Jamie Lloyd a lot too. She's my second favorite, but it's got to be Laurie for me. You know, she's been in 4 movies so far, soon to be 5. She's pretty much the most recurring protagonist that any of these big slashers ever had. You know, Nancy faced Freddy twice, 3 times if you count New Nightmare, but that was actually Heather Langenkamp and not Nancy. Alice from the first Friday the 13th only faced, Jason's mother once and then was killed by Jason in the second film. I guess Tommy Jarvis would be the most recurring protagonist in that series. And you can also say Alice for Freddy. But anyway, we're talking about Halloween. Sorry, I'm getting off on tangents. I think it's getting a little late. Maybe I'm getting a little tired or something that's making me want to talk too much, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's got to be Laurie Strode. It's got to be Jamie Lee Curtis. I really look forward to seeing her in the new movie. I love the Sarah Connor vibe that she has going on. I just want to say real quick, isn't it funny that 40 years after the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they made a direct sequel to the original that ignored all the sequels. Now, 40 years after the first Halloween, they're making a direct sequel to the original that ignored all the sequels. I think it's funny that both franchises did that. Maybe Nightmare on Elm Street can do that. I don't want Jason to do that because it wouldn't make any sense. They'd follow the first movie, and would Jason be the killer or not? But anyway, yeah, looking forward to that movie. I think we're all gonna love it. I hope. Okay, question number 5. This is a final question. Sorry, I'm spending too much time on these answers. If you collect anything that's related to Halloween, what would be your 2 favorite items that you have in your collection? Well, unfortunately, I don't have a Michael Myers action figure yet. I've got 4 Jasons, a Freddy, a Leatherface, and a Chucky, and an Ash Williams. I don't have Michael Myers yet. I really want to get one, and as soon as I find one in store, I'm buying that sucker. I don't care if I'm broke at the time. I really want one. I used to have a Michael Myers mask. I used to have an awesome Michael Myers t-shirt. There was a really big, one of the bigger Michael Myers figures in my old apartment, but it belonged to my roommate. So there was one on display in my apartment at one time, but it wasn't mine. I've had some cool Halloween-related memorabilia over the years, like here and there, but nothing like too major. There's other collectors that, would put my little collection to shame, but I guess I'm going to go with, I really don't want to go with any VHSs, DVDs, or Blu-rays, but I guess I have no choice. So other than that Halloween poster over there, other than that, which I don't know, that probably shouldn't really count either. Probably shouldn't really count the poster, but I don't really have anything else. Other than that, again, I didn't want to count VHSs, DVDs, or Blu-rays, but I guess I'll have to go with this Halloween 2 VHS I have here. I have the Scream Factory version and the Anchor Bay version, I think it was, of Halloween 2, both on DVD. I think it was Anchor Bay. I could be wrong. And I've got it on. So I've got 2 versions of DVD and this one here on VHS. And this actually is the more rare version. This was this is the first release. Yeah, 1981. This is the first release because a lot of people have this one right here, which is a lot easier to find and I don't think nearly as cool. So yeah, this one's a little more obscure, a little more rare, more hard to come by. So I'm happy to have it in my collection. Most people have this one. I also have, of course, I have all of them on DVD, and I have the first 5 on VHS. But I also have this kind of more obscure. This isn't like really expensive or valuable or anything. Just the Blockbuster presents a version of the first one, which is different from the actual, the real, really, or the typical poster. So yeah, I guess I'll go with the poster I have over there and Halloween 2. But to be continued on that, because I will get a Michael Myers figure eventually. Alright guys, one thing, I've spent way too much time on this video, way longer than I should have. I thought it was going to be like a 5-minute long video, but it's like reaching the 13-minute mark. So I'm going to wrap this up by saying, long live the Halloween franchise, long live the Michael Myers character, can't wait to see the new one. Check out Random Matt videos. I'm going to leave this tag open for anybody who wants to do it. I don't have time to tag anybody because it's already like way too long. So I'm going to go wrap that up. I'm Hellhound, thank you for watching the Midnight Spook Show here in the Horror Metal channel. Until next time, later.